If you're a intermittent fasting expert,
Yeah.
email us, podcast@caffeineandkilos.com.
I would like to hear your bullshit theory.
No, like, let us know. Like, do people use intermittent fasting as bulking? And if so, how? Welcome to Gas Station Cappuccino. I am Danny Lehr alongside Dean Saddoris.
Yo, here we are.
So, Dean, I've got a question for you.
Yeah, let's hear it.
And it's been eating away at me.
Okay.
And so I thought this was a good time to bring it up.
Yeah, let's do it.
What did you eat for breakfast this morning?
Well, I had a very unique morning. So, it wasn't my normal schedule. You know, we were going to go to Roaster Dave's.
You were constipated.
Yeah, exactly. From last night. No,
you had pizza last night also.
No, I actually had Chipotle, so I had the opposite problem. It's like floodgates opened up. That's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
But normally, I do 4 eggs, 3 bacon, English muffin. That's my breakfast.
You have an English breakfast.
I have an English breakfast, pretty much. A little bit of ketchup on the eggs.
Boiled meat.
A little bit of salt and pepper.
You have ketchup on the egg still?
Yeah.
See, I did as a child.
I still love it.
Huh.
Actually, I didn't do it as a child. This is actually something I've acquired as an adult.
The ketchup eggs.
Yep.
If you're an adult, you put ketchup on your eggs. Podcast at Caffeine and Kilos. Let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
Funny thing, this morning for breakfast, I had 4 scrambled eggs and 3 pieces of bacon.
Ah, nice.
And I didn't go English muffin, but I got half a grapefruit.
Oh, nice. Yeah, my carb intake I need when I'm actually doing my
training,
my proper training, nutrition, as far as for my personal goals.
Right.
It's pretty high, so I got to get it in as every meal if I can.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
Shout out to
get it in.
Chris Hints from 5 Star Nutrition.
Shout out to everyone who's trying to get it in every meal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I got a lot of carbs to eat. Yeah, it's a mess.
Yeah, man. So, do you find most days you eat the same breakfast?
Yeah, well, I mean, to be realistic,
2 days a week you go with the Starbucks steak thing that you dip in the guacamole.
Yeah, that was a phase for a while.
For a while, you also got in a phase where you got Chick-fil-A for breakfast a couple days a week.
I got into this phase where I'd go get the
chicken
biscuits, 2 chicken biscuits, and they're so good.
Did you put ketchup on those?
No, I did not.
Huh.
No, I just go straight on those, which is kind of a struggle because they're so, it's pretty dry.
Are they dry?
Yeah, well, you got to think about the biscuits, super dry, then you got breaded chicken on top of that, so it's a little...
Put hot sauce on it?
No, just straight up.
Cholula?
It would probably be better with hot sauce, but then...
Next question, Cholula or Tapatio?
Well, you know what? It depends on when you ask me that, because if you asked me that 5 years ago, I'd probably say Tapatio. But...
I'm asking you right now, Dean.
So right now, I would say Cholula.
Don't live in the past. Live in the present.
Yeah, but I've had more years as a Tapatio fan than I have a Cholula.
I myself actually used to be a Tapatio man.
I'm on Cholula wagon, though.
Now I'm on Cholula.
Yeah. It's better.
Once a week I go to breakfast with Buddy.
It's more sour.
And I get the Cholula every time now. I used to be a Tapatio man. My buddy's house, and a friend of mine, and he was always Chippies, right? It was this Mexican guy, and he would always get just like chips, like potato chips, Lay's, Lay's Ruffles, whatever.
And he pour it on them.
And he just dumped Tapatio on them.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why they make them like that now.
So good. That's they make them like what?
They make Lay's Tapatio flavor.
No shit?
Yeah.
Since when?
A few years.
I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
It's real. Aaron?
It's good.
Have you seen them?
Doritos, too.
They make Tapatio Doritos.
You need to try that. That's fine.
Yeah, Doritos and Lay's, both.
Oh! Did you know Hot Cheetos?
And Ruffles.
Hot Cheetos. The guy who had the idea for Hot Cheetos is now like the VP of International Relations or something. Dude was the janitor when he had the idea. He was. This is a true story. The guy, I don't know his name is, but we can look it up. The guy, he was a janitor for the whatever Lay's or whatever company makes Cheetos, right? Frito-Lay, janitor at Frito-Lay. And then one time they said something like, hey, anybody, if you got an idea, like, let us know, right? Like, that's the type of thing. Like, just like, don't hesitate. So homie doesn't understand, like, chain of command. So he just straight up, like, hits up the CEO. It's like, hey, I got an idea. Let's meet up. And the guy's like, okay, like, just like, what's going, and like, just totally like out of line, like has no business doing this. And like tells him like, yeah, man, like, I really think you're missing out. And the guy has a Hispanic background. He said, I think you're missing out like the Latin market, like a little spice in these Cheetos. I think it'd be great. Probably his friends been putting Tapatio on him or something. I made that part up.
No,
the
for
the rest of it's true. The rest of it's totally true.
No, I did a lot of work with a lot of laboring.
So check it out.
And that was the thing.
It goes more. There's more to it. And so he said, yeah. So the guy said, all right, it's like kind of give me an update on it. Like look into it a little more. And the janitor's like, all right. He goes home, tells his wife. They're all fired up. They're in their kitchen, mixing all these like hot sauces onto Cheetos. Like to try and get these flavor profiles and stuff in his kitchen. Come up with something, goes in this board meeting, the janitor.
With a bag full of salty,
yeah.
Like all slimy.
Yeah, I don't know, yeah.
And
he's nervous as hell, has no idea what he's doing, about to piss his pants, and presents the board like, yeah, dude, like this is what's going on. And he did all this research on like market research on Latin countries, like prepared this whole presentation. No fucking clue what he's doing. Presents it. And they're like, they ask him some question, and he has like no idea about like business terms. Like, what's the ROI on something? He's like, I'm like trying to make up answers. Like, what does ROI mean? No clue, right?
The spices they use?
The ROI? Yeah, exactly. Dude, goes the whole thing. Anyway, obviously they bring it on, and he's like this whole thing, and it's a big part of it, and he like totally, boom, into the whole thing, worked his way up. Now he's like one of the big dogs up there.
Well, I mean, when was the last time you didn't grab Flaming Hot Cheetos over regular Cheetos? If you're buying any. If you have the option for either one, which one are you taking?
Oh, I don't really buy Cheetos.
We'll say there's a bowl out at a party of both. Which one are you going to dip your hands in first?
Well, see, that's a loaded question. Because once you get the hot ones, you can't go back to the regular ones. They taste like they have no flavor. You know what I mean? Like, once your palate, like, you can't cleanse your palate. You can't cleanse that Flamin' Hot off.
Well, it depends if your party has, like, a little bowl of ginger.
I was going to say, is there a glass of milk next to it?
There's a ginger. There's a ginger
plate,
dish.
Like sushi?
Yeah.
A little ginger, a little wasabi, and then there's these Flamin' Hot Cheetos and the regular Cheetos.
Yeah.
A gallon of milk with Dixie cups, palate cleansers.
Yeah. A little bit of sparkling water.
A little, maybe some apple cider vinegar. That'll clean you out. Sparkling.
So basically, he's the Hispanic Goodwill Hunting.
Yes.
Is what I got from that.
Yeah.
Just a nice guy, knows what, kind of
he knows what
under the radar.
Under the radar.
But it's actually brilliant.
And so he's like big with the company. Kind of a cool story.
That is a good, awesome story.
So back to breakfast. Yeah, so do you find though that most days you kind of eat the same breakfast, or you go in little kicks though?
Yeah, but I mean most of the time though, I would say 4 out of, like on an average of a year-round average, I would say 4 out of 7 days I eat the same breakfast.
Yeah.
If not, yeah, that's a fair number.
Yeah. Do you they used to say breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but then now there's this intermittent fasting. So where they just bang the whole breakfast thing out.
Yeah.
They would actually argue that breakfast is it's the most important meal of the day to skip.
Yeah, if that's for what? If you want to get like shredded?
Well, you ask the intermittent fasting people, they say it's a cure-all. Oh, you try to get jacked? Intermittent fasting.
Yeah, I don't really.
So
what does that do? Like, does that get your what's it called? Your
rocks off?
Yeah. No, your metabolism, does it get it to a point where when you do eat it, like later in the day, your food later in the day, that it just like uses all of it instantly to get like optimal growth? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't understand either. If you're a intermittent fasting expert,
yeah,
email us, podcast@caffeineandkilos.com.
I would like to hear your bullshit theory.
No, like let us know. Like, do people use intermittent fasting as bulking, and if so, how? And
Whatever
why?
happened to just eating like 6 times a day?
You know what?
Not huge food, not huge meals.
Yeah. You know what I really believe in?
We gotta complicate everything.
You know what I really believe in is
you can't eat between 6 and 7 a.m. or you're gonna be a pussy.
Well, no, everybody knows you just turn into a clam if you eat between 6 and 7.
Yeah, it's just like, what is wrong with? Oh, you eat in the morning? What are you, some kind of fucking idiot?
Hey, Dean, what'd you have for breakfast this morning?
Pussy! Yeah. Exactly. What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you? Ask me what I had. Never mind, I'm not.
Yeah, it's just anyway.
I was gonna do your mom joke there.
Yeah, it's just honest to God, like at the end of the day, it's all about marketing your style or whatever's trendy at the time, so you can profit off of it. Like, let's be real.
Yeah,
like
you know
all fucking diet fads are whatever's trending at the time.
I have an idea, Dean. You gotta write a book, because then it makes it real. Dress it up, make it real for me. So, dude, write a book about the Chick-fil-A breakfast diet.
Yeah, I should. Because guess what it is? Protein, carbohydrates. What do you need to move around?
Grease.
Protein, carbohydrates.
Grease to lube it up.
A little bit of grease. There is a little bit of grease in there, but it's like, you know what? You only live once.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like fucking eat like a parrot for my whole life. Miserable, not enjoying food because so and so wrote that I shouldn't. Go fuck yourself.
Do parrots get breakfast? Do parrots get breakfast?
Probably.
I don't know. I don't even know what goes on out in the wild.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm domesticated.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying, though. Man?
Oh, I know what you're saying.
I mean, I don't know.
I know exactly. what you're saying.
There's a difference between like eating like a complete asshole and like enjoying like good food every once in a while.
Yeah.
Like obviously, like if you eat like dog shit every single day, like it's gonna catch up to you health wise, and you're gonna, might have some complications later on in life. But like, come on, man.
You know what I believe in? I think that you should eat some food. Should get some vegetables in there, or
take a multivitamin.
Just get married, and then your wife makes you eat vegetables. Yeah, it's like your mother. And then maybe multivitamin. If you like having green pea or yellow pea, and then you should probably eat some meat. Yeah, like let's eat some meat. Let's get some vegetables in that diet, and just a general kind of rule of thumb. Probably the least amount of less processed stuff is better.
Yeah,
that's just a good kind of way to go. And if you just kind of stick to those things,
you're gonna be okay.
You're probably okay. And I'm real big on probiotics. I actually think it's really important. But here's the thing: is I actually don't like taking probiotic pills. I just think you should eat some sort of fermented foodstuffs.
Well, yeah, probiotic stuff is usually really tasty.
Yeah, have some sauerkraut, have some kimchi, like those. And you know why? Because it's just food. It's actually just old food. Because back in the day, people used to do that. People used to eat old stuff. Anyway, it's good for you. Get that bacteria. But it's if I didn't have any probiotics foods, but if I only ate meat and vegetables and not a lot of processed stuff, you don't need a bunch of extra probiotics because your stomach's not all jacked up.
That's true. Yeah, I don't need it. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Aaron, you eat the same breakfast every day? Kinda. Non-committal.
Yeah. I mean, I was really big into, I really just do a lot of oatmeal in the mornings. But then once I ran out.
Still cut?
No. I go
Quakers.
I go Quakers, the apple cinnamon, but I do the low. No. You do the low sugar one, which is a third of the sugar.
Oh.
Yeah.
You do the packets.
Yeah, I do the packets, but the low sugar packets. Actually, no. I think it's sugar-free packets.
Yeah.
So it uses a little bit of artificial sweetener. I don't know what's in it, but it doesn't have any sugar, so,
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
Yeah.
I think the benefits of the oatmeal outweigh the sugar issue. And it's not like I'm eating fucking a bag full of Skittles every night, and I'm drinking 50 sodas a day. So if I have a little bit of sugar in my oatmeal, I'm probably going to be okay.
Yeah, and also, you're not a real big Skittles guy to begin with.
I do like Skittles, but it's not I'm not buying them.
You prefer the little Sour Patch Kids.
Sour Patch Kids are good. I went on a little kick with those two for a while. But then you just kind of start feeling your teeth start hurting.
Teeth start hurting.
Yeah, it's not good. Once your teeth start hurting from the Sour Patch, time to give them up for a little bit.
That's how you know.
Yeah, that's how you know.
I always wonder
my gums bleeding.
I always wondered how you know. I've never been a big Sour Patch. I'm not a big candy person anyway. I'm more of a chocolate candy stuff, you know what I mean? That than more than the sweet type candy. But I always wonder, say I were to get into Sour Patch Kids, when do I know?
When to stop?
When to stop.
When your teeth start vibrating.
Shaking.
Just you can just feel them kind of pulsating. Right, time to put them away for a little bit.
Pulsating?
Almost throbbing.
So the gums are throbbing. Because the actual teeth, those things are pretty solid.
Yeah, but you can feel it in the nerve endings in your teeth.
My 4th grade teacher would tell us that you don't want to brush your teeth. Don't! Ignore them. They'll go away.
Yeah, she's right.
Yeah, he was right.
No, he.
Mr.
Oh,
Condon.
he said she. Okay.
Fourth grade teacher, Mr. Condon, him and another fourth grade teacher at lunch break, they would go and sit out in a van and smoke cigars.
Yeah, because that's a better alternative.
And yeah, it was good. It was great. It was one of those things.
That's funny.
Yeah, man. Hey, so I just finished reading a book. It was actually a really quick read. I'm going to do a little book review.
Okay.
I thought we could feature this every now and then.
Okay.
Not necessarily like on a schedule, just kind of like, you just read a book, like, well, what'd you think?
Okay.
Because I like hearing about other books and what people thought of them.
Okay.
So I read a book, someone suggested it to me. It's kind of like a self-improvement / business book type thing.
Mm-hmm.
It is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Okay.
Okay. And here's the interesting thing. Mark Manson is the author, I believe. And so it was good. I liked it. What I liked about it is that there's a lot of, what do you say when something just ingrains your own belief? Confirmation bias. I had some confirmation bias. So a lot of what he said I kind of believed in,
Mm-hmm.
And the premise of the book is this, is that by not caring about the things that don't matter, it allows you to actually care about the things that do matter.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, if you're all pissed off because whatever, it's the same song on the radio every hour and you're sitting in your car and you're losing your shit about it.
Well, you're also the idiot who keeps listening to it
There's
every time.
yeah,
every hour.
exactly. There's help it. But it's like that, if like little stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like if you're getting all pissed off about little things all the time, then it's a waste of energy. And you're using all this energy all pissed off about these things that aren't that big of a deal. So then stuff that really matters, it almost like makes it not as big, like not as important because you're always all worked up about all this stuff. And it's like you're all stressed out about these little things. And so then the stuff that actually matters, you don't really have basically you're all out of fucks to give when it comes to things that really matter.
Yeah.
So I believe that all makes a lot of sense, and I think that there's definitely something to that. So it's actually, and it sounds pretty simple, and it really is, but the way he explains things and describes things, it's actually good. It was a pretty quick read. But here's my only problem with it, and maybe we could have Mark on, we could talk about it. Maybe we should try and get him on.
Mm-hmm.
But so the first is like a 2-part book, and so the first half of it, it's like the first 100 pages, like that's what the gist of it, right?
Okay.
And it was really good.
The meat of it.
And it was really good. And I was like, oh, this is pretty good. Like, I believe this, and I kind of lived my life this way a lot of times, and that's just this confirmation bias. It's great. And then the second half of the book is where I have a little bit of problem with it, is he says, okay, so what are the things you should care about or whatever? And so he's like, in my opinion, these are 5 kind of important things, whatever. So in the second half of the book...
So this guy's now forcing his opinion on what things are important on other people.
Well, if you're reading someone's book, that's all they ever do.
That's true.
The entire book is their opinion.
That's true.
But so here's the problem, though, is I read the second half, and it's like loosely tied into the first half. So it's like, here's one thing, and then there's, 10, 20 pages on that, and then the second part, 10, 20 pages on that. It's another 100 pages covering these 5 specific topics. And then it's like, it has nothing to do with the book. And then the last sentence, it's like, this is why it's important to give a fuck about these things. You know what I mean? Or why it's important not to about other things, because this is the type of thing that's, you should really try to do. And they were all positive messages, but I just didn't really see the specific tie-in. So basically this is what I think happened. And podcast at caffeineandkilos.com. Email me if you've read it and if you disagree. Or if you agree, or if you know Mark Manson, maybe you should have him reach out to me. I'd actually really like talking. It'd be interesting. But so, because I agree with everything he said. It was really just like 2 books in one. I think he wrote the book, and then was like, shit, this thing's only 95 pages. So then he
can't sell this pamphlet.
Which be a good ebook.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then he just expanded on other rights. So it's like 2 books in one, which some people might say badass, 2 books in one. But so that was my opinion on Subtle Art of Not Giving a, and then it says F, and there's a asterisk, and then a CK on the cover.
Well,
your thoughts on any of that?
I'd probably have to read it to have a real opinion, because I just want
No. Give an opinion based on the second hand that I just told you.
Yeah, the second hand 2-minute review.
About 2.5.
Yeah. I would be interested to see, but I understand. I feel like I can get a pretty good gist of it actually by that way to explain it. You're basically saying the first half of the book was basically
The entire book.
Was the entire book, and then the second half was more just kind of talking about the first half, but then only just talking about things that he thinks are important that you should worry about.
Like his other ideas.
Yeah.
It was like this. The book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, is like 100 pages.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's a second book called like The 3 Things That You Probably Should Care About If You're a Decent Human Being.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like a second book. And then he just like put them together.
Well, that's that.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, but it was, I mean, the question is, would I suggest it? I would say, would I recommend it? I guess. I would say if you are into like this type of self-improvement or like to, better yourself and want to get some opinions on it, I think it's good. I think it's a quick read, but I think that, like, looking back on it, I hate to say it. Well, I'm just going to say it. I think there are a lot of other books you could probably read and get more out of.
Yeah, I mean, that's, you know what? Like,
it's fair.
That's your opinion.
And that's not saying it was good. I'm not saying it wasn't good or wasn't beneficial.
Well, it might be more beneficial to somebody else.
And I'm glad I read it. Like, it was worth my time.
Mm-hmm.
It was worth my time. Mm-hmm. I'll say that. Because it was, I just read it the day I got my vasectomy. I basically read the entire thing because I was sitting down.
Yeah, I've seen some people post about it. You know what it is, too, about that book? Is that it's very Instagram-friendly book.
Yep. Yeah.
Which is genius by this guy.
Oh, yeah, take a picture of this thing.
No,
it's great. It's a great...
That's part of, first off, he's not writing these books for fun. He's writing it because he wants to make money, and it's, it's a business.
Yeah.
And so...
Which is okay.
Which is fine. And it probably helps some people.
But
it's also, he did a very good job.
Actually, someone recommended it to me because they read it and they felt like it really made a difference.
Yeah.
It was this girl, she's a little younger, and she's like just kind of starting to read more stuff like this. And so it was the first time she had heard a lot of these ideas or kind of seen these things. It really helped her.
Yeah. No, that's cool. That's great. And I think that's, and back to like the whole marketing thing, it's a great Instagram post.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look what I'm reading. Like, I'm edgy. I'm cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like the really petty stuff, like the guy that at Starbucks, I read something about some employee at Starbucks would put the order sticker.
Piss in people's coffee.
Yeah, he would put the order sticker over the label on the Starbucks cup so girls couldn't take pictures of their Frappuccinos on Instagram because the label would be covering up the logo and it wouldn't look as cool. So I'd be the guy at the bookstore that worked at the bookstore putting the label, the price tag on the cover and just like ruining the Instagrammability of the book.
Yeah. Interesting about that is the theory that Starbucks is occasionally they will spell your name wrong, like way off, so that you take a picture of it and post it. Like, oh, this jackass, you don't know how to spell Dan? There's not an H in Dan or whatever, And so then people post that, and it's like, does that make you think less of Starbucks? No. You're just like, that silly guy, that individual employee who can't spell worth a shit. You know what I mean? And so it's like, it's getting people to post pictures.
I could guess it could probably be maybe like a joke between like employees, like, hey, I'm gonna write this guy's name like completely wrong, and then just like watch him freak out.
Oh, I'm in on that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like a social experiment. Just like see like the reaction from people. Like, come on, you're making how many cups a day? Like, you got to make that fun somehow.
Should we talk about H.W. Shake autographs?
Nah, let those ride. H.W. Shakem, we need to get him on the podcast.
We should get H.W. Shakem on the podcast.
Yeah, we should. But yeah, no, that's an interesting take though. On the back to the book, that's an interesting take.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll pick it up when I'm using the restroom one night and finish it.
Yeah, it was. It was like 2 days. It was like a day or two, like 200 pages. Like I said, it's almost like now I should have said I highly recommend it because I want other people to read it to see if they agree with my take on it.
Yeah.
Ah.
Interesting.
You're reading, what book are you reading right now?
Well, I mean, I'm trying, as my main book right now, I honestly haven't read in like probably a month as far as like novel books, but I started
just graphic novels?
Yeah, actually, just a lot of comics. I read a lot of comics. I'm like reading like 10 different storylines from 10 different types of comics, which is like, that takes up all my other reading time. You know what I mean? Like by the time you read 3 or 4 comics, it's like they come out every Wednesday. You got to pick up maybe 5 or 6 comics, and then that's basically an hour of reading.
You buy 5 or 6 comics every Wednesday?
Pretty much.
Where do you get them at?
There's a comic store down the road from the warehouse.
Brick and mortar.
I don't go online. I walk in those shops. Strictly.
It's
part of the experience.
Paper.
No, yeah, it's part of the experience. Like you walk in every Wednesday. There's a cheap fold-out table in the middle of the store with all the new stuff, with a handwritten sign, new releases, and you go and you pick the ones that...
You ever encourage them to get a new table?
No, it's all part of the nostalgia.
You want the shitty fold-up table.
Yeah, with the handwritten sign that was written in 1993. Like, new releases, hasn't been changed.
Is the guy that run it, does he look like Comic Book Man from The Simpsons?
Not from The Simpsons, but like if you saw him walking down the street, like, oh, that guy owns a comic book store.
You know what? I haven't told you this. Solus. Solus, New York. CrossFit Solus. Our good buddy Kenny Santucci. Next door to CrossFit Solus is a hotel. But next door to that hotel, right? And I'm talking like big city hotel. It's not like a full block. It's like, like storefront size. Yeah. Next door to that is comic book store.
Downtown Manhattan.
Downtown Manhattan. 2 doors down from Solus NYC. Comic book store. Aaron and I walked right by it a handful of times. You might find this hard to believe. We resisted entering.
Yeah, that's a mistake. They're a lot of fun, and there's usually some pretty good characters in there.
That's probably...
The thing I think that's actually keeping these comic books afloat... Actually, no, there's actually just been a really big resurgence in comic book sales. But, I mean, all the card games. Magic and, Pokemon.
Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, I think, and like, I don't know the other ones. Honestly, I don't really know all of them. But there's always people in there playing all these and buying all these cards still. Like, the card games are, like, huge again.
Are there adults in there doing this?
Oh, yeah.
So there's adults in there playing Magic the Gathering cards.
I'm not sure if it's Magic, but I think it's like one of those games.
They might be playing Pokemon or something.
Dungeons, yeah. But there's always like some kind of tournament or something going on, or they're just there buying more, like a couple guys playing. It's always going on. It's like a whole thing.
There's no way.
I swear to God. They have a whole, like, there's this place called Big Brother Comics downtown, and they have literally half the store is dedicated strictly to these tournaments. Like, it's like a glass room with all these tables in it.
Try and keep the nerd in.
Yeah, well, they just want to keep it quiet so they can focus. They're separated from the rest of the entire store. It's crazy.
There's an entire world out there I had no idea existed.
I know, you got to get out and kind of explore these little subcultures.
I don't know if I want to.
No, it's fun. But no, back to the book thing though.
What if they like lure me in? What if I go in to check it out and like I get sucked into it? And now I'm a fucking I'm a card game nerd.
No, you got to get, there's just way too many things with that. That's a whole thing. It's like years of collecting these cards just to even play.
But how do people they start somewhere?
Well, yeah, you want to drop like 2 G's on like a set.
You don't think they start with 2 G's? They
build them over time. But like if you wanted to jump in and do it, you probably have to spend like, if you wanted to be like competitive, because different cards have different value as far as like damage or like whatever. Like cards are stronger than other cards, right?
I wish you didn't know as much about this as you do.
Well, I mean, this is just kind of general knowledge stuff. But
is it?
Yeah.
All right.
If you're like if you read comics, you probably know a little bit about this stuff.
Okay.
But yeah. But so you walk in there and there's cards for sale, $500 a card.
Shut the fuck up.
Because they're rare, but they're also like worth a lot of like
it's got like
use in the game.
It's got like Ken Griffey Jr.'s signature on it.
No, it's got like a picture of a wizard like holding a fucking spear with his dick out.
Same thing. Yeah. Same thing.
Yeah.
The whole dick or just the tip?
Just the tip.
Just the base. He's a full send wizard.
Yeah, full
sends only.
No, it's like some weird picture, where like, who knows what it even does. I just know that there's cards in there that I see in the counter for like $500.
Man.
It's crazy. No, it's so funny how like we live in these little niche worlds.
Because to them, it's everything.
Because to them, like that's just as important as weightlifting.
It's like the whole esports thing.
They go to practice, get game, whatever the hell that game's called, practice, instead of weightlifting practice or CrossFit training. They go to this place every day at 5 o'clock.
The nerd
and
house.
They play 2-3 hours of this game and then they go home. It's like we go to the gym. It's crazy.
Whatever people are into.
Yeah.
Seek for every ass.
Yeah, that's right. No, but I'm actually trying to finish the Game of Thrones first book. But it's just like, it's exactly like the first season, to the T, every word, every scene, it's just so exactly the same. It's just really hard to like dive in and like, 'cause I already know what's going on.
Put it down! Stop reading it!
I gotta finish it though. It's like 700 pages, like fine print.
And you're on page like 37.
No, I'm like on
39.
No, I'm about almost to 400. So I'm like over the halfway point.
You're over the hump.
Yeah, so I gotta
bring it home.
Yeah.
So
But
are you going to go
it's
on to the
long.
second book?
Probably not.
Shut it down.
Yeah, I'm not. I thought I was. My whole plan was originally to watch. I've watched all the way up to the most current season, which I believe is season 7. I could be wrong, but I'm all caught up on the show. I've watched it since the beginning, and I'm like, you know what? Before the final season, I'm gonna read all the books. That was my goal.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be like 2019, because
Yeah.
they're gonna have to film it and get it done.
Not going to make it.
Well, I mean, if I really wanted to, I probably could. I think there's like 5 or 6 books. I probably could. I don't know if they're all as long as the first one. I think they're probably pretty close though. But I just don't. That's just a commitment. I'm not gonna I want to switch it up too. I want to read something else.
Yeah.
I got some other books I just have sitting around that I haven't touched yet because this one's so damn long.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
There it
The
is.
comic issue, and then you got the comic issue.
Got the comic issue.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there it is. I've read, I think in 2017, I read like 32 books. And I'm going to place The Subtle Art of Not Giving I don't even know how to pronounce it. Like, I want to say fuck, but it does say F, and there's an asterisk and a CK, so I'm not really sure exactly how to. But I would.
Fastrick.
Yeah, Fastrick. Out of the 32, I'd probably list it 30.
That's pretty high.
No, like from the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Like number 1 being the best.
Yeah. For some reason, I was thinking, yeah.
And that's off the top of my head. That's not even taking into account that I can't think of what the 2 would be that were worse. I'm just thinking like it can't be the worst book I've read all year. Because it would you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah. Maybe you loved it. If you loved it or if you hated it, let us know. Podcast at Caffeine Kilos. There we go. We got book reviews. We got breakfast advice. We taught everybody how to intermittent fast.
Did we?
Yeah. Don't eat between 6 and 7 a.m.
Exactly. That was
Pretty
that
simple.
exact time. That's it.
You heard
That's
it here
the whole
first.
thing.
Yeah.
Don't pay any nutrition coach. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, that's it. It reminds me, my wife said, I think after New Year's, this is a couple weeks ago, she goes, after New Year's, I think I'm going to do like lazy keto. I said, lazy keto, I don't think that's a thing. She's like, oh no, it's a thing.
Jess said this?
Yeah. I said, Jessica, lazy keto, that's not a thing because ketosis is yes or no. Like, check a box. Is your body producing ketones? Yes or no? Like, lazy keto, I think that's just called low carb.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, because she's smart. And she
No, I
understands
know.
nutrition.
That's why I'm kind of confused.
Right.
Like the whole point of maybe, I'm not saying this is the case, but maybe there's a slight chance she didn't realize that keto was short for ketosis.
No, she knows.
Okay.
No, she knows. Anyways, that's fine. She's also going to really like it.
Because, yes, that's the whole point of the diet is to get out of ketosis.
To get into ketosis.
To get into it, excuse me.
Right, correct. So I said, I think that's just called low carbs.
Yeah. Which is not a bad idea.
Which is fine.
If you're trying to
Well, that's the whole.
depends on what you're doing,
That's
what your
the whole,
goals are.
The whole underlying of this whole thing is honestly I really don't care. Yeah, I think it's a great idea. Is that what you want to do?
Mm-hmm.
Then hell yeah, do it. Sounds good. Full support. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It doesn't bother me. It was just kind of funny. I thought that was
Keto.
yeah. Huh?
I'm going to quit smoking entirely, but once a day.
Yeah. Yeah. 1 cigarette in the morning. Just take the edge off.
I quit smoking 6 years ago. I only have one a day.
Exactly. Yeah. I said, yeah, it's funny. We actually were joking. We're like, we should make a t-shirt company. And it just says keto-ish.
Yeah, I'm gonna be soberish.
Be soberish. Oh, you quit drinking? Yeah. Well, absolutely. Now I only drink mouthwash. Bottle a day. Just enough just enough take the edge off and give myself a stomach ache. And then I roll it on.
I had a friend whose uncle was a recovering alcoholic, which is not really that funny of a story because it's kind of sad. But there was a time where there was 3 bottles of mouthwash that just turned up missing, gone, and it's because he drank them. It's crazy. I've actually experienced that situation.
Yeah.
I was there, what? Why would he do that? Oh.
Well, this is why. It's another example of why I just never have mouthwash in the house.
Well, that and it burns.
Because I might drink it.
It just burns. It's so uncomfortable. You can get the stuff now that's kind of mild, but then it feels like it's not doing anything. It's a kind of fine line between like, you know what it gets in your cheeks though? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
When the mouthwash gets in your cheeks, and it's the most excruciating fucking feeling.
I know a guy.
Everything like get kicked in the nuts, I think. And have that going
Bars
on.
quit selling alcohol at 2 a.m. We were in Utah, and bars were done selling alcohol. So one guy was able to buy O'Doul's and kept buying O'Doul's near beer and just chugging them, trying to keep his buzz. And so he would buy 4 at a time and chug them all immediately. I was like, "What are you doing? You know there's not any alcohol in that." He goes, "Bullshit! These are 0.4%. Trying to keep my buzz."
At least give you a placebo buzz.
I don't give you a placebo bloat.
Yeah, that's a lot of water.
So yeah, it was incredible. Yep. All right.
All right.
Now you're educated. Now you know what's up. All right, let's go, everybody. Hey, I want everyone today. Let's go get a bottle of Listerine. Start chugging.
And don't eat between 6 and 7.
Oh, got to the chalk. Next episode.
No, that's for episode. Oh, that is
This is episode 6.
No. Well, that wasn't the winner.
What was the winner?
The winner was for our Twitter poll challenge, which we will be posting up for the next episode soon. But it was, we both have to do a spoonful of coffee grounds.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
It's like the cinnamon challenge, but
with coffee grounds.
more coffee, like.
With pure blend. We'll have to, yeah.
Episode 7, coming at you, episode 7. Can't forget. Hey, Aaron, can't forget episode 7, coffee grounds.
There it is.
There it is. This has been episode 6 of the Gas Station Cappuccino. Thank you for tuning in. Take a second and rate us on iTunes or whatever podcast app you have. It does really help out. Those ratings really do help. We appreciate it. Thank you very much.
See ya.
Shit.